Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Glad you could join us. So, big fight tonight, unification bout. Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr. Anybody who's watched this channel knows that I am a big fan of Joe Smith Jr. Artur Beterbiev is a devastating puncher, a light heavyweight, pound for pound, probably one of the biggest punchers in world boxing today. 17 fights, 17 by knockout, and he's knocking out top class opposition as well. So you may have heard me say over and over again about every Artur Beterbiev fight that comes up. When he fought Callum Johnson, UK Callum Johnson, Callum Johnson come off knocking out Frank Buglioni in a round. I think he had about a year off, and that was he had a year off. Fought Buglioni in what knocked him out in a round, and then had hardly any preparation, and then came into a fight against Artur Beterbiev. And if you go back and look at the Beterbiev fight, it's quite simple. Callum Johnson put Beterbiev straight onto the back foot, landed big shots, but he didn't have the stamina to hold up, and therefore it was more of exhaustion. Beterbiev can punch, but more of exhaustion is why Callum Johnson ended up getting beat the way he did. Callum Johnson can punch with both hands. He's heavy-handed, but he just was not fit for that fight. It was clear to see. You can't come off fighting for a long time, come back, knock a guy in a round who is a bit suspect around the chin, and then next fight you're going to fight a guy who's got a two-fisted attack, arguably one of the biggest punchers in world boxing, and think you can just go and roll the dice, Russian roulette, against a guy who's got good amateur pedigree as well. Now, remember, Johnson himself had a good amateur pedigree as well, but, you know, there's a such thing as boxing consistently, and I believe that when you box consistently and you get what they call match sharp, match fitness, you know, you don't get that in the gym. You get that doing the rounds in the ring. Very different situation to sparring. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. So yes, you know, I still think Bivol's the best light heavyweight in the world, and I've been saying that for ages. But let me go back to Beterbiev. Let me pronounce this guy's name right. Beterbiev versus Joe Smith. Joe Smith is a guy that I always predicted would become world champion. His first challenge for a world title, I thought he was still pretty green when he fought the far more experienced Bivol and the better boxer in Bivol. Now the fight afterwards, when he challenged for the world title the second time round, is a bit more dedicated as a fighter, and you could see that Smith has actually improved from the first time he challenged for a world title to now challenging for a world title again. You can see the vast improvements in Smith. As Smith is getting better and better as a fighter for me. He's showing a bit more dimension to his game than just come forward and throw big bombs. He's still got that about him, but I believe he's becoming a better boxer puncher in Joe Smith. Carries a great chin, great engine, can do the 12 rounds, good fighter. Then you've got Beterbiev on the other side, or Beterbiev. Big punching light heavyweight. On the other side of 30, I believe now. And I think, I could be completely wrong here, and I've been wrong millions of times before, so it's not millions of times, but I've been wrong before. And I do leave that door open. If Smith is going to get Beterbiev, now's the time to get him. And what he has to do to Beterbiev, and when you're fighting guys like Beterbiev, what you've got to do with these guys, these Russian, Eastern European fighters, what you've got to do is push them onto the back foot. You've got to double your jab up with them. You've got to push them onto the... Easier said than done. You've got to push these guys onto the back foot, force their back against the ropes, and make them fight with their back to the ropes. You cannot allow these Eastern European fighters to get onto the front foot and come forward and you stand in front of them. Because you stand in front of them and you're looking at them, you're going to get yourself knocked out. Now, I've kind of said this a few times. It's almost like this is almost a carbon copy of Danny Dubois versus Trevor Bryant. The same sort of instructions. If you stand in front of Beterbiev, you're getting yourself knocked out. So this video could end up being how to get knocked out by by Artur Beterbiev, because if Smith stands right in front of Beterbiev and tries to have a brawl and war with him in the center of the ring, he can forget it. He can kiss goodbye to his title. I'm telling you now, that's not the way to fight Beterbiev. Or Beterbiev. You've got to, for me, you've got to double the jab up, push Beterbiev back. When you get him to ropes, work the body so the hands come down. And then if you're going to shoot with someone like that guy, you shoot with that guy later on in the fight. You don't shoot in the first 6 with him, because in the first 6, he's absolutely dangerous. You see, I'm not that impressed with his Marcus Brown fight. Why? Because Marcus Brown has always been known to have a bit of a dodgy chin. And with a guy like Beterbiev, who knows that Marcus Brown can get knocked down, and guys like that, good boxers, but the chin. I mean, remember, Pascal beat Brown as well. Okay? So for me, if Smith is going to win this fight, he wins it with Beterbiev's back against the ropes. But if Smith decides to get overawed and is intimidated by Artur Beterbiev's attitude, if he's fazed by his demeanor, if he's overawed by the fact that he's fighting this guy who's got a 100% knockout ratio, and he's a big puncher and everyone he hits goes over. If he comes in with that mentality and he's scared of getting involved with Artur Beterbiev, if he gives up ground and he lands Artur to dictate the fight, get onto the front foot, use the jab and start to box and push Joe Smith back, Joe Smith Jr. is in big trouble. So he's got to open the door carefully against Beterbiev. When I say open the door carefully, you've got to open the door and take a look. You can't just go charging through the door. In other words, you can't just come through it, because if you do that, he's in trouble. He's in trouble, Joe Smith. But for me, I think he's there to be beat. Beterbiev is there to be beat. In my opinion, I think Joe Smith can win this fight. I really do. I think he's there to be beaten. But when you fight guys like this, there's a way you've got to beat him. There's a way you got to beat everybody, I understand. But there's a way you beat these punchers. You've got to take their leverage away from them. You don't give them space to use full leverage on them punches. Get them up close. Work the body. Hold on, what's going on here? Saying I get lagging. Let me see. Hold on there. It might not be the connection, my friend. It might be I've got a lot of stuff running in the background. Let's set this up here. Thank you for letting me know. I would not have known otherwise. Let's have a try now. It would be typical because I want to... I see. I think I've got an update to do here. Oh, it's so annoying. I've got to do an update on my computer. So annoying. Yeah, so what he's got to do is he's got to stay. He's got to be careful. When he's coming in, he doesn't get caught with something coming in. So he's got to be careful. He's got to do lots of feints, Smith. Lots of feints. He can't just stand there and walk forward and look at him like this. Looking to sign an autograph. He'll get a nice 1-2. He'll get a nice two-piece of chicken and chips, and it'll be to go. And the person will be going with Joe Smith Jr. So he's got to push the old lion back, work the body. Don't even go to the head, work the body and come over the top with shots. I believe. That's the way I believe he wins the fight. Beterbiev is there to be beaten, not in prime anymore, and he's been dropped by Journeyman twice. Yeah, I've never been. He's a big puncher, yes, but I've never been a big fan. I think he decisions Joe Smith or late stoppage, quite possible. So I think he is there to be beaten. He's younger, fresher man, Joe Smith Jr. It's the game plan. It's key. What game plan Joe Smith Jr. brings, and also whether he's intimidated by Artur Beterbiev, because if he's intimidated, and the first time he gets hit, he's like, I don't want any of this tonight, and goes into a shell, that gives Artur the opportunity to dictate the fight. But if he's able to get in early, land early, and what Callum Johnson didn't do when he hurt Beterbiev, what he didn't do is jump on him. He didn't do that. And I think that Smith has got to jump on him afterwards. Greetings and good evening. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Very quick thoughts on that. Switching up on that. This is a great fight tonight. Considering that the scar tissue over Beterbiev's eye and on his forehead. If Smith sees it, he will not hesitate to exploit it. Yes, I agree. Smith is strong, throws punches. He's a B-level fighter. Has a chance against 37-year-old Beterbiev. I just, AB. Yeah, let's just go with the AB. 37 he is. Bloody hell. Smith should be knocking this guy out, honestly. If Smith's going to go on and go in against rematch against Beaver, he's got to knock this guy out. Now, there's one thing that Smith did mention tonight. Frank Warren and Anthony Yarde. What are these guys doing? They have said that Beterbiev is next in line for Anthony Yarde, or Yarde is next in line. So we're going down the Kovalev lift all over again. This boy ain't learned his lesson. We're going down the Kovalev lift all over again. Who the hell has Anthony Yarde fought to determine for him to get a world title shot against Artur Beterbiev or Beterbiev? Who the hell is he fought? This is no disrespect to Anthony Yarde, but who the hell is he fought? Anthony Yarde needs to fight 2-3 guys that are of world level, at least, or 2 guys in the top 20 of the light heavyweight division. And I'm not talking about King Arthur. I'm thinking about a guy outside of that mix, like Jean Pascal, Marcus Brown, Isaac Chilembe. Fight somebody like that we know that's not British. Let's see you fight somebody outside America or South Africa. Fight somebody else. Don't bloody fight somebody decent, right? And you deserve a world title shot. You don't deserve a world title shot against Kovalev, and you certainly don't deserve a title shot now against Beterbiev. And on the basis of the way you performed in the first world title shot, what's happened since? Who have you fought since to improve your education at world level? Who you fought since that's going to test your gas tank? Who you fought since that's going to back you up and make you fight? Who you fought since that's going to make you think about what you're doing? Nobody. You know, you went through King Arthur that was unhappy with what was going on behind the scenes. And to me, he looked like he jacked before he got in the ring. That's no disrespect. I still think Yarde needs to be fighting somebody decent. I'm sorry. Don't care. I just don't want to hear Anthony Yarde's. I don't see Anthony Yarde, Joshua Boatsi, and Anthony Yarde need to fight. Make that fight, Frank. Tunde Ajayi, make that fight. I don't want to hear no talk. Or even fight Craig Richards. Flipping out. Fight Craig Richards. Go fight Callum Smith. Fight Callum Johnson. Fight somebody else. But you're not ready for a world title shot. And Frank, I don't know if Frank's trying to get you off his books or they don't like you, but you going from Kovalev to Beterbiev, somebody don't like you at Queensbury. Must be. Somebody don't like you. Jean Pascal, even his age, is still dangerous for Yarde, but will be a good gauge of his improvement skill. Great. I think Yarde, to better himself on honing skills, should be fighting twice a year. Agreed. Gilberto Ramirez versus top light heavyweights. I think Ramirez is a bad fight. I think he's wicked. I like Ramirez. Either fight will be a problem for Yarde, and they will not be gassed as Kovalev. If he tries to empty the tank against them, he will be emptied. I know. And stop utilizing the shoulder roll until you understand what it's for and when it's done. Ingram, bad. Who you got? Go Joe Smith. which means Beterbiev will win. I'm going with Joe Smith, younger, fresher, and I've never been totally convinced in Artur Beterbiev. I haven't. Big puncher, yes. Big puncher, yes. But I've not been convinced. And he's not one of those guys that I would rush home to go and fight. I got Beterbiev by vicious decision. Well, okay. I get that. I get that. I get that. How do you shoulder roll and get hit while still in the shell? Ask Anthony Yarde. Beterbiev. Yes, I know. So, yeah, that's it. So I don't know where Anthony Yarde and Frank Warren are going with this. If you're in the shoulder roll and you get a flush in the jaw, the part covered in the shell, that's the evidence that you shouldn't be doing it. Now, wait, but then Floyd did the shoulder roll and got hit by Shane Mosley with a right hand through the middle, I believe. Or was it over the top? It was a big right hand as well. So, yeah, so I'll end this video very quickly by saying that it's that good a fight. It's that good a fight that either man can win, but it's those sort of fights you want to watch and see. But again, I'm gonna go with Joe Smith. I'm gonna go for Joe Smith in the upset. And yeah, I'm a Joe Smith fan, and I'm not totally convinced in Beterbiev. This fight, though, this fight is the fight. If I'm going to become a fan of Beterbiev, it's this fight. It's this fight. Let's see what it says there. I don't see the fight going past 7 rounds, but if it does, Beterbiev winning will be busted up. But I believe Joe Smith pulls the victory. So do I. Ingram, look out for the top rank undercard big fights. Yes, I will do. There's a gentleman there called Bruce Carrington. I need to check him out as well. Bruce Carrington. So I need to check him out as well. Gilbert Ramirez is fighting as well, I believe. I think a Prime Jones would come back and unify in his era. You're so funny. You're so funny. Yeah, I was talking to a young man today while I was coaching. I said, the other day I said to him, Mike Tyson's former trainer contacted me on the phone. He looked at me and went, he couldn't believe me because I coach cricket. A lot of these people think I just coach cricket and I don't talk. And I think 2 days ago, somebody was on Twitter. This is just a side note, and they said to me, you should really get into boxing. And I'm saying, yeah, I will, but I just want to finish the stuff in cricket first. Once that's done, I definitely want to get into the sport. Are you going to do a watch along live for the big fight? I'm going to get this watch along. I'm going to do these watch alongs, but I need to change my I need to change my viewing policy. Once I change my viewing policy, then I'm going to do those watch alongs. I don't think Smith has the power to trouble the Russian wrecking ball. Really? Oh, you stay there. He's been knocked down by journeyman, so he's got the power. Smith's got the power. Smith, he's definitely got the power, especially if he's got Beterbiev backing up. It'll be good to see your reactions live when there's a knockout. Yeah. Mike Tyson was recently showing K. Jude a few moves, particularly regarding the peekaboo, but Mike's better demonstrated than Atella. Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah, he is. I want to do a random video on Joe Joyce. It just came to mind today while I was watching him do an interview. I want to do something on him on that. So I'm going to come back and do that. When Smith feels the power, it's over. Come on. Marcus Brown took the power for 7 rounds or 9 rounds. And Marcus Brown's not exactly hasn't got the most iron chin in the world. Come on. If Beterbiev wins by KO tonight, he needs to be in everyone's top 5 pound for pound. Yes. In recent fights, do you know what time the ring walk is? Absolutely not. I'm sure somebody will tell us what time the ring walk is. Yeah. Can somebody tell us what time the ring walk is? Let me find out what time the ring walk is. Ring walk is It's on Sky Sports, that's for sure. We know that much. Ring walk. Somebody tell us what time ring walk is, please. Probably somebody will tell me before I get back into the chat. Do we know what time the ring walk is? 4 to 5 a.m. is ring walk. Hey, Marcus Brown was a prospect 12 months ago. Yeah, and you saw what Jean Pascal did to him, right? I think it's being with US, it will be 4 a.m., won't it? Something like that. Top rank shows run late, so it'll be 5 a.m. UK time. Yeah. Yeah, because I think Top Rank are based in California, I believe. One of my good old friends, Frank the Stayer, used to know him from ATG Radio. He's over there at Top Rank. I haven't spoken to him for a while. Have you checked out Janabak? He's number one WO, number 6, just destroyed Dignam, the real deal. Yep, I've heard about him. I haven't checked him out yet, but I will. Janabek, I'll look him up. Fireworks going on. Is there some holiday tonight or something? I wouldn't know. Because if I'm hearing them fireworks, there's a problem. Yarde versus Brown. Yeah, I just said that. That fight has to happen. Yarde versus Brown. Yarde versus Pascal. Yarde versus Callum Smith. Yarde versus Callum Johnson. All them fights Yarde has to have. Are you staying up for the fight? That's a tough one. Don't know if I'm going to stay up to watch the fight. My spider sense will go for about midnight. And then I'll know if I'll stay up. He's not the real deal, destroying that area level title fighter. Are you looking forward to Taylor Serrano rematch? Or is it definitely happening? Seems like it's not happening. I'm actually looking forward to Fury versus not Fury. Yeah, Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul. Once and for all, I hope this fight's going to happen. I want to hear once and for all whether Jake Paul can actually fight and whether Tommy Fury can fight. Once and for all, I want that fight to happen. I don't know what Uncle Bashir is. Ingram staying by Timmy Lade staying up for the fight. Ingram will do the review. I don't know about that. Very busy. Anybody who looks at the playlist knows I am very busy, and yeah. So all you that wanted me to get on and doing punditry work and wanted me to be on TV, I'm on twice a week now doing punditry work on two national channels now. So I'm doing it. And one of the channels you can see on this channel. So I just post it so you can see it. Ingram ain't got the stamina these days. You'll be surprised. Right, let me get out of here. Enough about me. Let me get out of here and let me come back with a Joe Joyce video. Yeah, Yarde versus Brown would be serious. Has to happen. Right, let me get out of here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, always don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave some comments. I've got some other videos to catch up on, so I'm going to get them done now. See you soon.